Paul, it's a 2-0 defeat for your team then. What's the assessment?
I'd like to get your opinion on it. I know what my thoughts are. We've played well enough tonight to get something from the game. Some big decisions have gone against us. One is obvious, the other one I've just been told about. I haven't seen it myself. And apart from that, a little bit again, sort of a mistake from ourselves and not taking a chance, albeit the keeper's made some saves, but I think there were certainly a couple that probably shouldn't have had the opportunity to save, certainly from where I was sat. So a night where I'm not sure we've got what we deserved, but if we make it life difficult for ourselves at one end and don't put the ball in the net, then you're always going to be up against it.
Yeah, disappointing start to fall behind so early in the opening 10 minutes. What about the response though you got from your team for the remainder of that first half?
I thought it was excellent. You know, I don't think I've seen a team play perhaps that well, if I'm honest. Training yesterday, there was some excellent play, and kind of joked and said, you peaked too early, lads. But we saw some of them combinations, the movement, first time passing or two-touch football, moved the ball around really well, that created chances. So just, like I said, it is just frustrating because even second half, yes, it wasn't as sort of dominant and they had a couple of breaks sort of thing, but we still had lots of possession, lots of ball. The only thing, my criticism only towards the end of the game is, you know, look at the scoreboard, understand the time of the game and the scoreline, and maybe that's when you can just play longer. Try and put the ball into the opponent's penalty box, go and get second balls. You know, it can't always be sort of nice and pretty. But in general, I have to say, against a team that like to have the ball and have done extremely well in a lot of the games that I've watched, I'm not sure I've seen a team have as much of the ball and play as well and be on top as much as we were in that, especially in that first period.
And you talk about decisions going against your team, again that word frustration, can you sum it up, Paul, when you see decisions not go your team's way?
Well, look, I think there's been quite a few recently. He kind of takes me back to a previous time here, and we certainly went through a spell where we were getting a lot of decisions go against us. Like the handball is, I don't understand how he can't see that. You know, if it was a goalkeeper, you'd be saying great save. It's that blatant. There's confusion with the rules and all of that, but I don't think that even falls into that category. His hand's well away from his body. I don't get it. I don't understand how you just can't see that. So that was one. I'm told the second goal's offside. Like I said, I haven't seen it myself, so I can't comment. And I'll be, totally honest. It wasn't something I was thinking at the time. But if it is, it is. That's it. And we certainly need some of those decisions to go for us, and it doesn't feel like we're having too much luck. What we can't do is feel sorry for ourselves. We have to try and create our own luck, force the issue. And like I said, that was my only thing towards the end of the game, where I felt we needed to not be suicidal, not just leave ourselves wide open so they go and score a third, but at the same time just put the ball, ask questions of their defenders a little bit more, and give the centre forwards, and then back that up. You just have to go for broke in one sense, and I thought we just lacked that understanding of doing that.
You sent on Tommy O'Reilly for Leo Castledown. Your other changes you left till fairly late, 3 changes in the last 10 minutes. Was that a reflection that you were still satisfied, pleased with a lot of what you were seeing from your team? Yeah,
absolutely. And again, we've seen it. I think there were the 2 games that spring to mind. We put more attacking players on, you leave yourself really vulnerable. And yes, you can say, well, we're losing, but no one wants to see a really heavy scoreline in the defeat. There has to be some kind of structure to the team still. And you know, Saturday I think we had, I know it was against 10 men, but the subs went on, it had a positive impact. Tonight, if I'm being totally honest, I'm not sure. You know, the lads didn't get long, admittedly, the latter ones, but didn't really see that change anything for us.
There's frustration around the final whistle. You can tell that from the supporters at the reaction to the final whistle. Do you understand that? Because the home record is pretty poor, isn't it, this season again? That's 4 home league defeats now. Right.
I'm not counting Stuart, but I'll take your word for it. It's clearly not going to be as good as we all would like. Again, I think some people just react to the scoreline and don't like losing. I promise you I don't like losing. But at the same time, I think, you know, we've all watched that game. I think that they would say that they've seen a team play well. Now, if we'd rather play really rubbish and just nick wins that I think the fans experienced at times not so long ago, then that's something that people have to reflect on a little bit, I think, and understand. Plus, keep saying it, a broken record, the strength of the league that we're in, and an understanding of, I think, where we are as a football club. People might not want to accept that, but they're the truth. If we play like that, though, I think we'll get results. I do. But admittedly, them 2 important parts of not making life harder for ourselves with basic errors, and at the other end, you got to sort of score when you're on top of the game and creating chances. It's an obvious thing to say, but I think it's there. It's not like said it to you not so long ago. I don't feel we're playing teams really that come off and go, we're miles away from them, and that in itself is pretty good credit for us. But I want to sort of feel better about the final outcome, because ultimately we know that's what happens, and that's what ultimately, you know, you end up getting judged on.
Thanks for your time, Paul.
Cheers, Stuart.